Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kodash, and of course, double honors. Go out to the apostles, taught others his truth. All right, this is Naaman with the DC camp.
Yo, what's up?
All right, and on this Day of Atonement, what we're going to talk about and get into is Jeremiah, the 16th chapter today. All right, take it away, out.
The word of the Most High came also unto me, saying, Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place.
Okay, and where we're going with this is, wrong end. In present day Babylon, all right, our people are just gone. There's no nice way to put it, all right, through, all right. So this has echoes of Deuteronomy 7th chapter, right? In fact, let me get that real quick. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7. Start at the top. It says, When the Most High Yahweh thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Most High Yahweh thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor shew mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. All right? For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods or other powers. So will the anger of the Most High Yahweh be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. And of course, we know, leading up to the 28th chapter in this same book, because of the curses which we are now under, because what? We went against this. All right? And our people we're talking about in this country in and of itself, our people we do everything wrong. You know, we want all the heathen that come over here, we want to get friendly with them. You know, this is outside the main oppressor, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You know, we want to follow his ways. What does Proverbs 3:31 say? Envy not thine oppressor, nor follow his ways. Paraphrase. All right? And what do? And what we're going into in this chapter, Jeremiah 16 chapter, all right, it got to a point that Jeremiah is so fed up with his people, you know, a couple of chapters up, you know, he's going to get into that, but I'm not going to jump ahead. Go ahead,
But thus says the Most High concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land. They shall die of grievous death. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcass shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth.
This is Proverbs chapter 79, verse 2. It says, The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of the heaven, the flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth. All right, and echoing the same thing here. As a result, all right, Jeremiah is going into from the houses of mourning and feasting, all right, And our people, as you see now, they're so concerned with going out and partying, even in this time. All right, this is the wrong time because they're paying so much attention on, as we used to say, partying and bullshit. All right, they can't see what's right in front of their eyes. This man is clamping down. All right, he wants total control, and this is coming from the elites. You know, anybody with half a brain can tell this COVID is some BS. But it's about power. It's not about. These are people that have so much money. It's what's left for them to do than seek total control of the people. They're not worried about money anymore so much because they got it all. They got all the gold. They got all the silver. All right. But now they aim for total control. So what's going to happen when the cold and flu season? See, they've been talking about this second wave, so-called. And this second wave is going to induce nothing but panic because if you've been paying attention, you know that this so-called COVID, it mimics the symptoms of your ordinary cold and flu. So when the weather gets cold and people start having the sniffles, you know, and the coughs, what we used to do every year since we've been on this planet, now people are going to be in panic mode. You might even see people hurting other people. We got an example of that weekend before last, I think it was. All right, girl up here, store after camp we stopped at. All right, and somehow COVID-19 came up and she attacked the girl, threw her back down, and I mean, it's like this is just a little inkling of what's going to happen when the fall gets here, and especially the winter. But our people are so. They still want to party. And this is the psychology of this. This man knows what he's doing. If you notice, there's a pattern to this. He'll shut down things. Then a little time goes away, and then he'll start easing the reins. He'll start pulling back and say, well, we'll open this, we'll open this. And this is conditioning the people also. Now everything's open up. I notice now the buses are working on the weekends now. And I'm like, what the hell? But like I said, wait until the fall gets here. Everything's going to shut down. And the thing is he going to open things up again after that? Like you get a phone call or something. All right? So these are hard times yet to come, and our people are still focusing on partying and bullshit. Go ahead, You stopped at 4 or 5.
We didn't discuss about the deaths in the family war.
No, you can go to the chapter back for that. This is Jeremiah chapter 15 and 2, and it says, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, such as for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Most High Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. I was going to say that for a little bit. A couple of verses down, but that's all right.
But thus says the Most High, enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament, nor bemoan them. For I have taken away my peace from this people, says the Most High, even loving kindness and mercy.
Going again, if I may, when we go into Ecclesiastes, what does it say about, we were talking about partying and bullshit. What does it say? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7. It says, verse 3. Wait a minute. Verse 2, it says, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his part. Because when you're in mourning, you're apt to pay attention to more things, and you're just out here For the 1 Timothy 5 and 6, she that is, let me get it real quick, I don't want to butcher it. This is 1 Timothy, and we were talking about these women. Chapter 5, verse 6. It says, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. All right? You're so consumed with your what was that old expression they used to say? You got rose-colored glasses. Everything has got to be always, you're always happy, and that's a false narrative, if I must say. It's you're in la la land, and you're just setting yourself up for a big downfall. No wonder these people, you resort to all kinds of drugs and other things to fill that void. All right, because once you crash, you're always trying to find a way to get to that state of mind again, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Okay. The scripture, in Sirach says better to be sad than to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
It says that.
Especially here, because look at all these people. It's like this video that I don't know what this guy is. He appears to be. He may not. But he said you have to be a special kind of stupid. He's looking at all these people walking around here with these masks on, not realizing that they're actually doing more damage to themselves, all because someone told you so. All right? But you're so caught up in, I got to get to work, my 9 to 5, whatever the hours are. We just use 9 to 5. That's my job. I got to do this to pay my bills. All right, he's taking all that away. All right, because as I've been saying, it all comes down to what? Control of the people. All right. He's having it so, he's making it so that you have to come to him. You have to be more dependent on him. They're burying all these crops. They're killing all the livestock for a reason. I was looking at a video where they got tons and tons of potatoes and shit that they're burying. Why? Because his agenda. He has an agenda. And as I say, I keep saying it, but I got to keep repeating it because of Jake. He has an agenda. In 2021, oh man, tighten the noose. All of this is to get you conditioned. First, he wants this vaccine. All right, and it's also tied to this chip. Great Millstone's been telling you about for years, but you all laughed and mocked. Now what do you say? You don't see much mocking anymore. It's like, maybe those guys were right. Okay. If you're still on that maybe tip, okay. We shall see. All right, go ahead,
Both the great and the small shall die in this land. They shall not be buried, neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them.
Deuteronomy 14 and 1. All right, going back, these are things we're not supposed to do. Leviticus 19 and 28 about making, cuttings in the flesh for the dead, and these are things that we were told not to do. All right, go ahead.
Neither shall men tear themselves for them in mourning, to confront them.
Comfort.
Oh yeah, okay, Salah. To comfort them for the dead. Neither shall men give them the cup of consolation to drink for their fathers or for their mothers.
Nobody's going to be, in the mood to try to comfort the next individual, because things are going to be so chaotic. It's going to be like we've always said, every man for himself. Nobody going to have time to console you. You're going to be worried about their own ass. All right, go ahead.
That what they used to do in the ancient time,
Come.
Neither shall, okay. Thou shalt thou shalt not thou shalt not also go into the house of feasting to sit with them to eat and to drink.
Ecclesiastes 7:2, I already read it. You know, it's better to go into the house of mourning than the house of feasting. Also Tobit, the 4th chapter. All right. Verse 8.
Okay. But thus says,
No, 8.
it's just,
Oh, okay,
no,
I'm
it's
sorry,
not,
sorry.
no, it's not.
No.
But thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes, and in your days the voice of mirth. That's what you were just saying, you know. The voice of gladness, and the voice of the bridegroom, and the voice of the bride.
Yeah, there you go.
The mirth, you know, everybody happy.
Yeah.
The more men be down there riding them like a little
Old scooters and
like a little old race car, you know. Chairman and all that old crazy, all that old crazy stuff, man. You know.
this is this pertains to Israel. This is Hosea chapter 2, verse 11. It says, I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. All right? And I will destroy her vines and her fig trees, whereof she hath said, these are my rewards that my lovers have given me. And I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the field shall eat them. This is echoes of Lamentations chapters 1 and 2. All right? Like I said at the beginning, our people are so caught up, all right, in gaining favor of our enemies, all right, we're not doing the things we should do. And our people are going to learn, the majority of which are going to learn a very hard lesson in these coming days. These people, all they were ever concerned about was making money off of us. You know that story about Lazarus, a rich man, all right? That's a parable about the nation of Israel and our main enemy, Esau, Edom, you know, the rich man. All right, go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, when thou show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore hast the Most High pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Most High, our God? Like they don't know.
Yeah, I was
what
just
they did, you know.
like you have the audacity. What? Okay.
Yeah, that's wrapped up into the other one, the biggest one. The biggest one.
Thou shalt have no other God before me.
Christianity. You know, it's wrapped up in all into that. But like they ain't did nothing. You know, they already saved. You know.
Yeah. I'm saved.
Islam, all that old stuff, crazy stuff. You know. Like that.
Go ahead whenever you're ready. That's all I have to say.
Then shalt thou say unto them, because your father have forsaken me, says the Most High, and have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law.
Precept. This is Psalms chapter 106, verse 35. It says, but were mingled, it's talking about Israel didn't do the thing. Remember I read Deuteronomy 7 chapter earlier. This is, says, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. Verse 36. And they served their idols, which I was just talking about, which were a snare unto them. Verse 37. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a whoring with their own inventions. And that's what it comes down to. That they're actually, those verses right there sum everything up. You know? We went off. And as I said a couple of verses up in Jeremiah 16, you have the audacity to ask why we getting our ass whooped. You know?
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Okay. Therefore, I will cast you out of this land and into a land that you know not, neither you nor your father, and there shall you serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favors. They don't answer. They don't even answer their prayers. You know. You know. They don't even answer their prayers. Okay, then you left the first half of that, but then it go into the other half. You know.
Yeah.
Like that.
But I mean, that sums it up. It's just Jake is, you know, the own worst enemy. This is what all this is saying. All right. And they don't even realize, the majority of which don't even realize, all right? And even what's coming up here, they're still not gonna find fault within themselves, all right? Like they're supposed to. That's why, you know, we're in this day of atonement now. Supposed to look inwardly, search out those things that help separating you from your power, all right? That's the whole point. You know, Second Chronicles. In fact, let me get that while I'm thinking of it. This is Second Chronicles. You know where I'm going with this. Chapter 7. Let me see. Second Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14 says, If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray. That's something that our people don't want to do. Humble themselves first and foremost. And seek my face. Who are you praying to? All right. And turn from their wicked ways, which again they will not do. Then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. So the fact that we're in the condition that we're in proves that, well, our people didn't do that and still refuse to do so. All right. And as far as prophecy, these things, as a result, must happen. All right. Now we're in a time where what? They're pushing for this vaccine. We know they already got the chip, just waiting in the wings. All right. So at a certain point, everybody's gonna have to make a decision. Am I gonna serve the Most High and say, F all this, you know, or am I gonna take that chip? And in doing so, you're saying what? You're saying that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is your God. And all you have to do is read Revelation 14 and 9 to find out what's your reward. And it's not very good. All right? And this is just for Israel. I'm not concerned with everybody else. All right? This is just for Israel. All right, anything else out? Because we're at the 20-minute mark now.
Yeah, that about the chip, but I was gonna say 9 out of 10, but 10 out of 10 is you know, you're the 10 out of 10. Mm-hmm. That's really 100% right there.
You're through.
10 out of 10 is the Most High.
It's over.
The Most High in which you gonna take the chip.
Oh yeah.
You most definitely gonna take the chip.
Yeah.
You know. I just don't see it, you know.
It's over. This man is something that's a saying I used to have before I even knew about the truth. And knowing the history that I did about this devil and the things he did to gain, you know, the world as he has, the atrocities he committed, And I used to always say, I said, well, what do you suppose he's going to do and try to hold on to it? Hence, Daniel 12 chapter 12 and 1. There's going to be a time like no other. You know, Matthew 24 chapter, Luke 17 chapter. You know, it's going to get rough out here. Things that nobody even thought to see. Some of the things you never even seen in a horror movie, probably.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not just saying this for effect. I mean, yeah, you expect some rough times coming here. All right. Evil times, bad times. That's what's coming. Did you have anything else to say?
No.
All right. So yeah, that was Jeremiah 16. You know, echoes. You know, we read Deuteronomy 7th chapter. I didn't go into Isaiah 18th chapter, but that applies also, like I said, Matthew 24. You know, our people, they still have no idea, first of all, who they are. All right, that's a big thing, but they won't let themselves, you know, that goes into Romans 13th chapter. You know, they're blinded. Or is it 11? I'm sorry. Romans 11. Wait a minute. Let me get it real quick, and then I close it out. Let's see. Yeah, Romans 11. It's a lot. It says, according as it is written, the Most High Yahweh hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day. You got people pass by the camp. We're trying to tell them these things. You know, they fan the hand. We don't want to hear that, but you know, somebody talking about sweet Jesus on the corner, they all up in it. You know, they've been blinded. They can't for the life of them, literally, all right, come into this truth. All right, so that's enough of me talking. So with that, I hope whoever views this is edified. All right. Hey, the times that we're in is serious. All right. So with that, call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Karkadash, and of course, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, all right? They're the ones that taught us this truth, all right? And they deserve double honors, all right? So with that, Shalom, Michael.
Shalom.